Do you get bothered easily with what people say about you? Like when you hear people saying, you see what she was wearing? Yuck! He's been in Canada for so long and still can't afford to buy a house. My gosh, what's he doing with his money? Maybe you should start losing some weight. You're kind of getting wider. Do those things bother you? Or even if you hear people say that? I know it's a gossip, but my point is, does it bother you? Here's the thing, you gotta remember, okay? You cannot control what other people say. You cannot control what other people think. All you can control is your emotions or the way you perceive things. That's all you can control. And everything else, it's either you take it or you let it go. Come in one ear, come out the other. That's all you could do. The more you consume these kinds of negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative suggestions, negative comments, the more you will get depressed. The more you're gonna have anxiety, the more you're gonna get stressed, the more you're gonna get angry. You're not gonna win, man. Like, you know, in my job, every day there's always somebody trying to scam the system. There's always someone trying to fool you. Hey, let it go. You gotta practice letting things go. That's what I'm saying. Besides, if you let people bother you with whatever they say, you're basically allowing them to control you. You know, you're like their little puppet. Is that really how you want to live? So are you really going to allow people to control how you think, how you feel, how you react to things? You're allowing them to control how you're going to live your life, basically. And I think the root of all this dates back way, way, way back then, when we used to live in groups, when we used to live in tribes. Normally there will be a group and community of 50 to 60 to 100 people in a tribe, and they will be tight-knit, they will be close. Everybody had their own job, their own routine. They all had a responsibility to contribute to the tribe. And if somebody didn't like you, guess what? You're gonna get booted out. People will vote to kick you out of the tribe. If you were booted out of the group, out of the tribe, you were guaranteed death. You could not survive the wilderness on your own, right? That's why you had tribe. You had people, you had groups of people hunting for food. But if you were on your own, the survival rate was very, very minimal. And I think it's so important for us to be part of a group, part of a tribe, our own tribe, right? We don't like to be alone. We don't like to be the outcast. We want to be part of a tribe. We want to be part of a group as much as possible. We strive for that belonging, you know, people's approval. And we try our best to fit in as much as possible. Just like gangs. Gangs is a perfect example of being part of a group that has power, that has authority. They have the image of being cool, but in reality, it's just actually a weakness. Being scared, being alone. And you don't want to be bullied by that gang, so I'd rather be part of the gang than being bullied by the gang. But guess what? There's always a way, right? You could ask your family to move somewhere else. Yes, you're going to be running away. But that's what you got to do sometimes. Like, look at me. We used to live in Toronto in the same neighborhood, same area. It wasn't the ghettoest area, but it was still not a good quality of life where we lived. There's a lot of people there in that neighborhood. They're like into gangs and stuff. And my kids were young. I didn't want them to be exposed to that kind of situation. So that's why I got out. I've lived in the same neighborhood, same area my whole life, almost 30 years. But I took that step. I was willing to get out of there, 2 hours away, right? To a more quiet neighborhood, a better place to raise kids. Sometimes we gotta make that sacrifice, right? That also matters, right? People were saying to me, right? Oh, why are you leaving the city? You won't have friends there. It's gonna be so boring. But I have to do what's best for my family. Not caring what other people think. Just do what's best for your family. Although sometimes it does matter what other people think. They might have good intentions. They might have something valuable for you to learn, like a lesson for you to improve yourself. But when you always allow people to judge you or allow them to control you, your joy depends on people's validation. Is that the way you want to live your life, really? You're not being truly yourself. So I want you to think of a tree. A tree has its oxygen and its fruits. These things are its byproduct of being itself. And you have other stuff that will prevent it from being itself, like the lack of sun, lack of water, the environment, all the other things that are growing surrounding the tree. All these things could prevent the tree from growing, It's going to prevent it from being itself. So it's just like us. We have to want to grow. And to grow, there's going to be obstacles that we have to overcome. There's going to be a lot of negativity surrounding us in life. Sometimes you have to be okay to go against what people expect of you. And most of the time you have to be willing to let go of the negative things people say about you, right? You have to learn to let things go. If you're not willing to be okay with ignoring what people think about you, then I guess you could just stay as you are. Be the person you want other people to think of you. Be the person that other people want you to be. Be a prisoner of their thoughts and their beliefs. That's all on you, man. You gotta make those decisions. You gotta decide sometimes to ignore what other people say. But if it's something positive, of course. If it's a positive criticism, take it. Suck it up and take it. Learn from it. But if it's always negative, you have to approach things with an open mind, right? You know what I mean? There will be times where people are gonna say negative things about you. It may seem like negative, but if you're open-minded, then you will realize that, hey, this is something I gotta correct. This is something I gotta fix within me. It's gonna hurt. We hate that people criticize us about everything. But if you know you could grow and this is something that you could develop and become a better person, become a better version of you, absorb it, learn from it, get better. You also gotta decide and have a mental calculation if you think this is something that's acceptable. You gotta decide if this is something that really goes against your values. It will always depend on how you perceive things. But I try my best. We're gonna make mistakes. Trust me, you're always gonna make mistakes. But you gotta weigh it in sometimes, with the approach of being open-minded. Is this something that I could really learn from? Is this something gonna make me better? Is this something that I could improve? And if that's the case, then, like I said, suck it up, buttercup. But then again, there's also those people that are pessimists. There's always that person that's so negative. They complain about everything. They whine about everything. They're the Karens of the world. These are the people that you got to stay away from. As much as possible, don't absorb their negative thinking, their negative thoughts, their negative opinions. And as much as possible, stay away from them. Yes, even family. There will be family, there will be friends, there will be close relatives. Because the more you absorb and the more you listen to their negative thinking, and you're training your subconscious mind to think that way, you're going to be the same like them. It's the 5 closest friends, right? The people that you often hang around with, you're going to be the average of that 5 people. You're going to eventually be like them. And you won't even notice it, right? Until somebody else criticizes you about it, right? And it's unfortunate. We just have to have that awareness. We have to be fully aware of our surroundings, the things that we hear, the things that we say, the things that we see. But sometimes also, right, we don't know what we don't know. That's why I think I love to network with people. I love to talk with other people, to see other people's point of view, other people's perception. Because sometimes we don't know that that's a negative thing. Sometimes we grew up like that. And to us, that was normal. But then we realized, it's not a good thing. It's not a polite thing. That's just like going to a new country, right? It's polite to say please and thank you. I said this in the previous video, right? To Canadians, that's a must. That's normal. We have to say that. And that's the polite thing to do. But for other cultures, they don't know that. They don't think that's real. So you cannot be angry of the way people react sometimes, because it might not be in their culture. They didn't grow up to know that that's normal. And we cannot let those kinds of things upset us. So we just gotta move on, maybe even suggest it. They could take it either way. Take it and learn from it, or just ignore it. It's all up to them. So that's the same thing as like in a marathon, where let's say the people are running, right? The runners, you offer them a glass of water. And this is something that they need and they probably want, because they're probably thirsty and tired. So you give them the water. It's either they take it or they don't. But most of the time you're offering them something of value, which is the same thing as what I was saying earlier. Offer a suggestion, to say please and thank you. That's all you could do in this life. Offer people value. Be kind to people. Be nice to people as much as you can. Sometimes a lot of people are like always taking. You give them your hand, they want to take your whole arm. You know that saying? It's unfortunate. There's a lot of people like that. But you're just gonna have to let it go, I guess. I try to ignore as much as possible all these negative things. you know, because it drains me. It affects my mental bandwidth. It's just energy that you don't have to use. Let it go. Here's the key thing, okay? You have to realize there's 8 billion people in the world. If there's people that you have to let go in your life, then so be it. There's other people that you're gonna meet. Network as much as possible, travel as much as possible, meet different people as much as possible, right? So you could pick and choose the people that you want to hang out with. Try your best to find the people that you could connect with. People that have the same hobbies, same likes, same mindset, same thoughts. These things are important, right? Surround yourself with people like this. And when you do that, you find yourself more happy. You'll see yourself improve. You'll feel much better. All these things matter, right? It's all about finding your tribe. And when you do find it, do your best to do your part. Learn from these people, and at the same time, give value to these people. Don't just keep taking. You have to also give. We all are unique in our own special way. We all have something unique to offer. Share it. Don't have the scarcity mentality. The key thing I want you to get from this whole video of me ranting over and over again, same stuff, is don't worry what other people think. Take the good, throw the bad. Learn from constructive criticism and improve. All you could do is just focus on yourself. Improve yourself. Improve your mentality, your health, your well-being. You cannot worry too much of what other people are doing. You cannot worry about what other people are thinking or saying and talking about you. You have to value your time and what you do with it. I've stopped hanging out with a lot of people. I find like actually being a loner is a good thing. In my high school days, I was always out. I never even went home. I go home, take a shower and eat, and that was it. I'll be back outside with friends, meeting new people. It was tiring. You know, looking back now, it was fun. Yes, don't get me wrong, it was fun. It was a lot of good, bad, and ugly. But looking back, I realized so many things, that a lot of these people that I hanged out with were just hangout friends. You know, they weren't true friends. You know, I find like a lot of those times were wasted. You know, looking back, I think it was good, right? Don't get me wrong, it was fun, it was good. It was a lot of memories, but I think there was a lot of things I could have changed. But we all go through that. And this is what this channel is for me to prevent you from doing the wrong things. I'm hoping at least 3 different types of friends. The people that you just know, the people that you hang out with, and then the people that you could rely on. Those people that you can rely on, they are very limited. Make sure you treasure those people and value your time, man. Don't waste your energy thinking of what other people are saying. What are people thinking? It's a waste of time, waste of energy. You only have one life. Try to do it right. Try to enjoy it. At the same time, do the good things, share the values, share the lessons in your life. This is what I'm doing, recording this journal, hoping that one day somebody will learn something from it, because that's all that matters, right? I hope I didn't waste your time, and I hope that made a difference. All right, peace.